Hello and namaste to our viewers. I'm Sana Sheikh with S4 Media, reporting from the Harvard India Conference today. It's always fascinating to speak with industry leaders shaping India's business landscape, and today we have the pleasure of speaking with a visionary from the world of paints and coatings. Joining us now is Mr. Abhijit Roy, Managing Director and CEO of Berger Paints. Mr. Roy, welcome. It's an honor to meet you.
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. So, Berger Paints has been a household name in India, of course, known for its innovation and market leadership. And with India's evolving consumer preferences and growing infrastructure sector, how do you see the paints and coatings industry transforming in the coming years?
So I think the paint and coatings industry has grown at a frenetic pace in the last few years. Our sort of 25 years CAGR has been more than 14% in terms of revenue growth and more than 17% in terms of profit growth. So it's been a sort of a strong run by any standard. It's been evolving, more and more in the direction of premium grade paints. So there's a lot of segmentation which is happening today, and I think it will get intensified as we progress forward. A lot of opportunities as well in terms of both decorative and industrial paint. Industrial paint used to be a very small segment. In US, for example, that's almost 50%. Or 40% at least, but in India it was about 20-25% of the overall paint and coatings segment. But it is improving now because with the infrastructure work that is going on at a large pace in India, with lots of airports, ports, roads, etc. coming up. And along with that, the Make in India program, which is there, this China Plus One strategies, a lot of the companies are seriously looking at, starting to manufacture within India. And some of these items which will be made will need coatings. And therefore, this particular segment is also having a lot of scope for growth within India. So overall, it looks quite bright, quite optimistic in terms of growth rate. In construction, chemical and waterproofing, which is the other area in which we operate, that's at a nascent stage. And I think, a lot of scope for growth there. It's about 15,000 crore in Indian rupees as of now, but will grow and is growing at about 30-35%.
Wow, amazing.
So that's something which is likely to do very well in the near future.
Oh, well, I look forward to seeing that. And so, with this increase in competition in the paint sectors, how does Berger Paints kind of differentiate themselves in the market?
Yeah, so competition has always been there and will be there. It's a known fact. It's an interesting industry. It does well and it's profitable. So a lot of players are interested. Earlier days, a lot of MNCs had jumped in. So almost all the top MNCs of the world came into India in the mid 2000s. I would say 2010, 15. That's the period when everyone came into India thinking that with all the money power, with all the technology that they have, they will be able to, and the brands that they have worldwide, they will be able to, overcome the challenges in the local market. But soon they realize that it is difficult because you need to understand the culture of the country and work according to that plan, and it's very value sensitive market, which they were not used to. So many of them actually lost out and remained small. Sherwin Williams, which is the leader in US, also came in, and they tried for 7 years, incurred losses, and in the process they sold off their decorative business to us in India.
Okay.
So that is how it has been. So competition now is from domestic players. I think that will continue as well. Uh, those are more resilient possibly because they play to the adjacency. So some of them are in cement and they have come into paint structures like that. One serious player is there, which is Birla, who have invested significant amount of money, I think. But beyond that, so competition, I think is a part and parcel of life. Our brands are very strong, well loved. That's very important.
Absolutely.
We have a strong distribution network on the ground. 50,000 dealers are there. And then there are painters, which are about 180,000 applicators who are loyal to us and who keep buying paint, from us. So from that perspective, I don't think there is any major problem as such.
Wow, that's wonderful. So I know you mentioned that with Berger, you're more familiar with the Indian taste and culture, of course. So obviously, because the Indian consumer is evolving nowadays, and with a growing demand for more personalized and premium experiences, how is Berger Paints kind of catering to these shifting preferences in your Indian audience?
So that's a very relevant point, that you are raising, and things are changing. The millennials are. So earlier days, we used to watch TV and television. One program you will run, Doordarshan, and in our generation, Chitrahar and programs of that nature. You put one ad and everyone would have seen that, right?
Yes.
And visibility comes automatically. Now you have more than 3,000 channels, and then you have digital, right? So people are totally confused, and you don't know whether you are reaching the right audience or not, right? So that becomes a problem by itself, to reach people. Other thing is that their tastes also are different, the preferences are different, so you have to evolve with them, right? And so we have launched a series of new products, which are very innovative by nature, and also at the same time services which are required. Earlier that never existed on the ground, but we have introduced a very interesting service called express painting. So you can go into the net and apply for this service, and we will send you immediately one in your WhatsApp painter QR code, who's going to do the job in your pin code, and he's got all the details of that painter, how many jobs he has done, what's the average rating, customer rating, satisfaction index, of this particular painter, what are the videos of some of the jobs that he has done, the trainings that we have given to him, and certifications that he has obtained. So to ensure that the customer feels assured that this is the right kind of painter that I am getting. So these are type of things which we are doing for the new generation, which is very important for them, and something which I think will keep us in the race in the future.
Absolutely, and I think that's such a fascinating way to really use technology in your business where, someone who, like me, would think of a painting business, how are they going to use emerging technology in the future? But it's such a perfect example of what you do at
Right.
Berger Paints. Mr. Roy, thank you for sharing your insights with S4 Media. It's been wonderful learning about the future of the paints and coating industry and how Berger Paints continues to innovate. We truly appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.